Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're playing some MegaMek. As promised, we'll be jumping right into this irregular forces battle. Real quick note before we do. I did notice that MekHQ had 20 XP, so she got promoted to veteran. That's another thing. I noticed that MekHQ is actually a she. So I stand corrected. I've referred to her as him innumerable times. But being then the lowest ranked veteran tech, she immediately got saddled with a couple of mechs for maintenance, freeing up Susan to spend some time. I believe she was set in the hangar. She was somebody was refitting this Wolverine that we're waiting on parts for. Also, we did order a couple of extra Endosteel parts because I was playing around in the mech bay with, which mech was it? It was Wyvern's Archer. And I know what I'm doing with that. I've been brainstorming a fair amount what I'm going to be doing with these mechs when we finish this contract and we have access to all the Endosteel and stuff that we've got on order. And I don't think I can do anything with any of the assault mechs. The Orion, I might be able to install some Endosteel and get some benefit out of that. The Warhammer, I don't think is going to have enough crit spaces because of all of these small lasers primarily. That's 6 crits worth of small lasers. Even after we install the XL engine, which is going to be a 350 XL engine, which will actually save us crits because it'll be able to absorb more of these double heat sinks. It'll be 3 more heat sinks contained in the engine, but only 6 more crits worth of engine space. So effectively, we're gaining 3 empty crit spaces. But even still, the 14 that we would need for Endosteel, would just barely fit, and that doesn't really leave us any room to add anything with the 3.5 tons that we'd be gaining. So I don't know if I'm going to do anything with the Warhammer. Maybe I'll drop 1.5 tons of armor to put in a large laser is the only thing I can think of that might work. The Grasshopper, I think, has less of a problem with filled crit spaces, so we might throw a 350 XL in that one and some Endosteel and see where we can take that. Wyvern's mech, like I said, we're going to add some ammo and case with the tonnage that the XL engine or the Endosteel is going to bring us. The Rifleman, I was thinking we could maybe add a couple medium lasers and a small laser. Oh, no. With the Rifleman, I was planning on throwing in Ultra Autocannon 5s. And maybe a case and some more ammo. Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing with the Rifleman, because it's only going to gain 3 tons, so might have to make some sacrifices. The Blackjack, we can throw Endosteel on that and an XL engine. I don't know if I'm going to go with the 225 XL or a 180 XL. Either way, we can expect some improvements in this guy. The Quick Draw, I noticed, already has ferrofibrous, but not Endosteel, which is very unlike me, and honestly, I don't remember why it is that way. But for 14 crits, I'd rather have the 3 tons of internal structure back, rather than 12% more armor points. But it is what it is. We might have the crit spaces to throw Endosteel on there. We might do a complete frame-off restoration of that thing and replace the internals with Endosteel and the armor with standard, depending on how the crit spaces work out. The Cronus can gain, I'm sure, a little bit by throwing on some Endosteel. Same with the Wolverine. Maybe even an XL engine. Depending, we'd be able to be just bristling with guns. But enough about that. We were going to jump right into this battle, which is going to be our medium field gunners and Aleutian Lance, and they are traveling as a team. I don't care how they deploy by default, everyone's going to be deploying it on round 1. our objective is to engage and destroy 50% of primary op4 infantry and op4 irregulars. Speaking of which, our primary op4 is a quick draw, an axle, and a crusader with better than average piloting and gunnery on most of them. Op4 infantry is going to be 6 platoons, which we're not exactly optimized to take on. And the irregulars is going to be a bunch of civilian mechs turned, I would say combat mechs, but I don't know how much we can expect these irregulars to be good for. We do have reinforcements in the form of a pair of Warhammers, an LRM carrier, and a Manticore. And we do have to worry about a triple PPC turret as well as a small laser and machine gun turrets. So they do have us on numbers for sure, but I think we've got them on quality. The map is Wooded Lake, 35 by 25. The time is dawn dusk. The weather is clear and calm. Pending, we might use our reroll for the light conditions, or we might bring down the woods level, depending on what the terrain looks like. So the map is pretty wooded. Let's go ahead. We'll leave it dusk dawn, but we'll take some of the cover out of the equation. We'll bring the woods to low with our 1 reroll. That's still a lot of water. We'll see. Most of our guys, I think, have jump jets in this lance. And like I said, we are deploying as a unit. We're going to deploy at the start of game. All of our people, our mechs are not leaving our infantry behind. Likewise, the infantry are not leaving the mechs behind. We do have round 10 for our reinforcements, which seems really slow. Even the LRM carrier should be able to arrive by turn 9, so I'll go ahead and do that. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, but it might help. And of course, the loads of enemy forces that we've got to work our way through. The quick draw has hyperextending actuators and exposed actuators. The Crusader has easy to maintain and ubiquitous and stabilized weapons. We've got, I don't see any SPAs on the enemy forces. Makes things simple. All of our people have SPAs. Stiletto has Edge and Hopping Jack and Sensor Geek. Granita has Hopping Jack, Melee Specialist, Multitasker, and Small Pilot. And Zero Chew has Hopping Jack, Melee Specialist, and Weapon Specialist. So we've got 2 Hopping Jacks and 2 Melee Specialists. 3 Hopping Jacks and 2 Melee Specialists. And Zero Chew, you're... No, not you. I wanted to look at your quirks. We need Configure. And not quirks, but SPAs. Hopping Jack, Melee Specialist, and... was Weapon Specialist, wasn't it? Trying to find out what weapon you were specialized in, but I guess it doesn't want to tell me. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead. We're deploying at the south along with our house officer, who is in a locust. I hope he doesn't get too far ahead of us. Reinforcements around 9. I think we're good to go. All of our people are deploying at the south. We've 1 initiative for the deployment phase. That doesn't necessarily mean we know where they're going to be, though. So some woods, but not too much. Let's go ahead and start with our autocannon 10 units. We'll start with 1 here, going into these woods. Start with another 1 here, going into those heavy woods. Wait. Field gunners can only enter light woods. I may be mistaken, but I think that's the way it works. works. We may end up in these woods instead of these woods. We'll see. These guys are going to try to move into those woods, and these guys are going to try to move into those woods. Oh, they're deploying center, and we just gained LOS on all of them. This is going to be interesting. The crosscut is a 5.8, so relatively quick, but not very well armored. I need to invest in some infantry transport capability in the future. I might, although to be honest, as much as I use infantry, it's probably not worthwhile. Mainly I'm throwing them in on this battle just to mix things up a little bit. But generally I don't fight with a lot of infantry, so I don't know if it's worth committing very much in the way of resources to infantry transport, especially because I don't think field gunners are easy to transport. They're heavy, if I recall. Like 20 to 30 tons heavy. Okay, we've got another crosscut and more field gunners and more foot platoons. Let's see, the Cronus has small lasers and SRMs, which are going to be relatively useful against infantry. We'll start there so we can get a good speed going. And we've got another crosscut and a pompier. Pompier? I don't know. Either way, we're going to flank them with the quick draw. And there are just so many of them, and they're all up in our face. And yeah, we are forbidden from entering heavy woods, it looks like. Let me double check. Yep, light woods are nothing. Crosscut is gonna be a problem. These wait, they've got field gunners too. They've got autocannon 5 field gunners and autocannon 10 field gunners. That does not bode well for our lance, which is a relatively light lance. Let's go ahead, we'll take cover here. No, let's try to move into position over here. These guys will move into position here. These guys will move into position, I guess, in the same hex. You know, in retrospect, I probably should have moved these guys around to the right. It's not too late for next turn, but it's too late for this turn. Let's get the Wolverine in against these mechanized infantry. We'll get Stiletto taking on this crosscut. We've got the quick draw advancing on that crosscut. Alright, the Locust did a U-turn, so he's not going to be as evasive as he could be. We've got the crosscut on a 9, or we've got the mash truck also on a 9. Let's go for that. Actually, let's start with the big guns first. The Wolverine has 6s on the mechanized. That's gonna be what, 9s on the Quasit? That's not ideal. 9s and 11s. We'll take the 9s on the mechanized. Cronus at this quick draw, or crosscut on 8s. We've got this one on 7s. It's not what I came here to do, but it's more likely going to be effective than what I had planned. And the quick draw, this crosscut on 8s. Again, not ideal, But see what we can do. These field gunners moved so they can't use their autocannons. We'll be attacking, I guess, the MASH truck. Just hopefully we can immobilize it or something. These guys also moved, so they have no targets in range. Likewise. And at long range with a +6 modifier, that's a 14, so that's not going to happen either. Alright, field gunners. Missing the Wolverine on 12s. Wolverine at the mechanized wheeled platoon. Ooh. Medium laser killed 4 guys. SRM 6 killed 12 guys. Down to 8 men alive in that wheeled platoon. Cronus at the crosscut, landing a large laser to the left leg, medium laser to the left arm. Missing with everything else. The Quasit missing on a 10, the Axle missing on a 12. Quick draw at the crosscut, landing a large laser on his other leg. Or no, this is the other crosscut. Critting on his lower leg, medium laser to the right torso, medium laser to the right arm, critting on his lower arm. Medium laser to the center torso, leaving him with 0 armor. Autocannon 5 field gunners landing 3 for 3 on 7s against the Wolverine to the right leg, and left arm. Autocannon 10 field gunners missing their shot at the MASH, the Crusader missing on 9s, Locust missing on 8s and 12s. Crosscut took 20 plus and had a leg actuator hit, needs a 7, that gets a 4. Falls on his right torso, critting on his hoist. Needs a 7 to avoid damage, gets a 3. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 9. The quick draw will be kicking the crosscut on a 4. Crosscut tried to kick the quick draw on a 9 and missed. The quick draw destroyed the demolition mech's right leg and transferring into the right torso. Crosscut falls because it had lost a leg. Takes 3 to the center torso, leaving it with 2 armor. Needs a 13 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 5. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets an 8. Does manage to avoid stalling the engine on a 5. And also, since it fell, it needs to avoid critical damage, which it hits the left arm and the upper arm. Quick draw is at 3 heat. Crusader is at 2 heat. Quasit is at 2 heat as well. We're at 99%. Or the Op 4 infantry is at 94%. The irregulars are at 89%. And we've won initiative going into round 2. Behind our reinforcements, which aren't on the field yet. Oh, excuse me. Do you mind? Alright, let's select these guys and we'll move into this hex. We'll select these guys and move into the same hex so they're not out in the open. These guys can enter this hex and follow them next turn. Let's see, do they have LOS? No, they do not have LOS. Alright, these guys are in a light wood, so they're not out in the open. Might as well stay put. They can bust out their autocannon 5s at close range. That's could be worse. Let's see, the Wolverine, the quick draw, and Stiletto are all left. Stiletto can continue advancing on this crosscut. It's almost down. It's got 25 armor left and 42 internals. Yeah, we'll go ahead and advance at a walk. Let's see, the quick draw. We'll advance on the Pompier. I don't know. And the Wolverine will advance on... Oh, they've got a quick draw. Oh yeah, they have real forces as well as infantry and irregulars. like a quick draw with 2 medium lasers and an SRM-4. I'm not really too worried about that. We can get him into short range for our medium lasers, and we should be able to tear him up. Alright, crosscut. Needs an 8 for ejecting, gets a 9, destroyed by ejection. And then crosscut 56, needs a 6 to get standing, gets an 11. Alright, field gunners haven't got a target. These guys haven't, oh wait, they've got the quasit on 9, so we'll take that shot. These guys, quasit on 9s, we'll take that shot as well. These guys have the mechanized on 8, have the quasit on 7s. We'll take 7s with 3 autocannon 5s. Wolverine at the quick draw at close range on 8s. We'll take what we can get. That puts us at -1 heat. Stiletto at the crosscut again on 4s. Can we afford everything? Oh yeah, we can. And the quick draw. The quick draw is the one who does have a problem with overheating. He's got the Pompier on 5s. We can go up to 5 heat. Or we could drop the large laser or a medium laser. We could drop the medium laser and be at 2 heat. That works. Those lumber mechs aren't doing well. No, I wasn't expecting them to. But they also have a quick draw on a Crusader and a couple of other nasties. Let's see. The enemy autocannon 10 field gunners need 10s to get a 9 and a 3. Locust at the mechanized wheeled platoon kills 4 guys with the medium laser, kills 6 guys with the machine gun. Their quick draw missing our quick draw on 10s with everything. Our autocannon 10 field gunners missing the quasit on a 9. Our autocannon 5 field gunner, or their autocannon 5 field gunners, hitting our Wolverine in the left arm and right leg with autocannon 5 fire. Their quasit landing a plasma rifle hit on our Cronus's right torso for 10 damage. Target gains 1 more heat, which we're more than able to not worry about. Our autocannon 10 field gunners hit the quasit in the torso, left leg, and head, forcing his first consciousness check, her first consciousness check. Their Axle missing our quick draw on 11s and 10s. That's an autocannon 20. I need to be aware of that. Our autocannon 5 field gunners hit the quasit in the left leg for 10 damage, leaving it with 1 armor. Their mechanized laser platoon missing. Their mechanized machine gun platoon missing. Our Wolverine at their quick draw on 8s, landing a hit with the large laser, medium lasers to the right arm and right leg. Down to 6 armor on that arm, 6 armor on that left torso. And SRMs to the right arm, right torso, and center torso. The Crusader and the Axle were 3+ gunnery. Yeah, we need to pay attention to those 2 big guys. But at the same time, we can't ignore the little guys or we'll lose all of our infantry, which I don't want to do. Cronus at the crosscut shoots him in the head with a large laser, destroying the crosscut by damage. Medium lasers to the right torso, etc. Small laser critting on the engine. The Crusader landing 12 LRMs on our quick draws, left, right, and center torso. And then 9 more to the left arm and right torso. Our quick draw at the Pompier, landing a large laser to the left leg, destroying it and transferring into the left torso, leaving it with 3 structure on the left torso. Medium laser to the left arm, destroying the arm and transferring into the left torso, leaving it with 2 structure. Medium laser to the left torso, destroying it and transferring into the center torso. Medium laser to the right leg, destroying it. So he's got no legs and only 2 torsos and 1 arm. Quick draw took 20+ damage, needs a 5, gets a 10. Enemy quick draw needs a 6, gets an 8. Pompier lost both of his legs. Falls and takes 2 to the center torso. Needs an 18 to avoid damage. Needs a 3 to stay conscious. Stiletto can kick the mash truck in the rear on a 2. Our quick draw can kick the pompier in the back on a 0. Alright, we kicked the mash truck in the rear for 11, leaving him with 7 armor. Quick draw kicks the pompier in the right torso rear, which transfers to the center torso rear, and destroyed by engine explosion. Good thing we don't have stack pull rules turned on. Our quick draw is at 2 heat. Their quick draw is at 2 heat. Their crusader is at 7 heat. The quasit is at 3. We're at 96% of our forces. Primary op 4 is down to 98. Op 4 infantry is down to 91. Irregulars are down to 65. All right. Let's have these guys move into this hex along with these guys. We'll be shooting at the mash truck through the heavy woods. These guys will advance into these woods, and these guys will stand still again. Let's see, the Wolverine can get in the back of the Crusader without too much trouble. And yeah, the Crusader is a 3-4 pilot. The Axle is also a 3-3 pilot with an autocannon 20, so we want to be more than 3 hexes from the Axle. There's a problem because these guys are 2 hexes away, and I want to be adjacent to them, so that's not going to happen. Quick draw can want to engage this mash truck before he's able to do anything to our infantries. I want to do something about this quasit mech as well. Wolverine can back up 5 hexes and twist and get the quasit, depending on how fast it moves. It's a 5-8. So he can go pretty far. Stiletto. Can get 6 hexes away from the Crusader, which is not great. Or we could get 5 hexes from the Crusader, which is slightly better. We could get 3 hexes from the Crusader, but then we're only 3 hexes from the Axle as well. That gives us an evasion of 2. More importantly, it gives us distance from the Axle and 5 hexes from the Crusader, which is kind of an awkward distance for him with the LRMs and the medium lasers and the SRMs. And they still have to move their quick draw as well. Not really too worried about the quick draw. He's relatively lightly armed with 2 medium lasers and an SRM-4 for brawling. The 2 rear-mounted medium lasers might become a factor at some point. The LRM-10 doesn't really worry me. I mean, I'm not saying it's nothing, but I have priorities, and those priorities are the Axle and the Crusader. So yeah, I think 5 hexes from the Axle is a good place to be. Our quick draw can move 5 hexes and be 4 hexes from the quasit, which has a plasma rifle and a machine gun. So yeah, he can mess up our field gunners real good. I want to stop that from happening. Okay, the quick draw looks like he's going to be taking shots at us with his rear-facing medium lasers. We've got auto rifles on the mash truck on 10s. We'll take that. We've got mash truck on 10s again. We've got these guys on a 7. That might be our best shot. They are out in the open. Well, out of curiosity, we've got them on 10s. No, I think we'll fire the field guns at them. Screw it. No kill like overkill. We've got a crosscut up here that we can hit on 8s. We've got field gunners. Ooh, we've got field gunners we can hit on 6s. The Axle is firing on us. It needs 10s. I feel pretty good about that. Now let's try and take out some of these field gunners. We've got them on 6s. They're not out in the open. 6s and 8s. Closet is firing into the side of the Wolverine. He needs an 8. That's EPC damage on an 8. That's not nothing. Let's see. Stiletto has their quick draw on an 8. Has the Crusader on 6s and 8s. Has the Axle on 6s and 8s as well. I think I want to try to cripple that Axle sooner rather than later. And then we've got the Closet on 6s and 8s as well. Do we go to 5 heat? Or do we keep another medium laser silent this turn? Yeah, we'll stop at 2. Alright, their field gunner is missing our Wolverine on 9s. Our field gunner is missing the mash truck on a 10. Our field gunner is hitting the mash truck on a 10, hitting the left side, the front, and the left side, costing it a movement point. Speaking of which, this mash doesn't have a single weapon. The mash truck is not a threat. Okay, noted. Their quick draw missing our Cronus with 4 medium lasers on 9s. Oh, because he can flip his arms as well. So yeah, he actually wants to get me behind him so that he can shoot his rear lasers and flip his arms at me. Our field gunner is missing the mash truck on a 10. Their field gunner is hitting our Wolverine in the right arm, right leg, and left arm critical, down to 3 armor there, but no crit. The Closet missing the Wolverine on an 8. Our field gunners at their mechanized field platoon killing 4 guys, leaving 4 men alive. Their Axle missing on 10s, which is a relief. Our mechanized wheeled platoon missing the Locust on a 10. Our Wolverine on 6s and 8s, landing 6 SRMs, killing 6 guys, leaving 22 men alive. So I think they need 24 men to fire all 3 field guns, so at least we've taken out one of them. Guns off the field, right? They opt for mechanized hover platoon, hits the Locust in the left torso rear, down to 0 armor, and 1 for the left arm, down to 3. Our Cronus at their Axle hits him in the right side with a large laser, hits him in the rear and right side with 2 more medium lasers, costing it 1 movement point and then half of its movement points, and then SRM's costing it another half of its movement points. So he was a 3-5, he just became a 2-1 and then a 1-2, and he's still a 1-2. The crosscut firing rockets at our Wolverine, hitting him in the left torso and right leg with 6 of them. Missing with the other 2 rocket launcher packs. Our quick draw at the Closet hits him in the head, gets a 13 on the crit confirmation, which blows off the head, destroying the mech by pilot death. So that's another mech down due to a lucky hit. Now granted there was a +2 on that, but still. The Crusader missing the Wolverine on 12s and 10s. The Locust hitting the mechanized hover platoon for 18 damage with machine gun fire. Our Wolverine took 20+ damage, needs a 4, gets a 7. headshot. Not just a headshot, but a decapitation. If we were able to salvage that mech, it would be easier to repair because we could put the head back on rather than having to replace the head. But of course, we're in this for exchange rights, so we don't get to salvage anything. Our quick draw is hanging out at 2 heat. Their quick draw is at 3. Their Crusader is at 7. Their crosscut is at 6. He's only sinking 3 heat per turn, so it's going to take him a couple turns to cool down if he does nothing. We've won initiative behind our house officer. We're at 95%. Primary op 4 is at 88%. Op 4 infantry is at 80. Irregulars are at 28%. Field gunners are going to advance. Field gunners are going to do nothing and nothing. These guys are going to do nothing as well. We can get on top of this axle, then he can't do much of anything to us. Yeah, that's a good place for us to be. Kicking distance from a Crusader. Stiletto can get here from the quick draw, where he can't bring all of his medium lasers to bear. That gives us 2 points of evasion. I like it. And our quick draw. Let's see, the mash truck isn't a threat. These mechanized guys are going down probably this turn. Pilot's not a threat. Quick draw's too far away. Don't want to be within 3 hexes of the axle unless I'm on top of it. I can get 4 hexes away and in cover. That only gives me 1 evasion. Can the quick draw withstand an autocannon 20 hit? Not so much. Let's keep our distance. Let's see, that gives us 5 hexes. We can turn this way. Pelt him with our large laser at long range, or medium range for the large. Alright, field gunners. Skip. We've got him on a 9. Skip. We've got him on a 9. And we've got him on a 9. Oh. And the Axle is firing on our field gunners. What is he firing? Please tell me. I want to know what our odds of surviving are. 11s and 7s with the LRMs. Maybe we can take out these mechanized guys on 6s. Alright, we've got the Crusader also on 6s. We've got the quick draw on 8s. Heat neutral. And the quick draw at the axle on 8s and 10s, I think. Alright, their quick draw hits our Cronus in the left arm with a medium laser. Our field gunners hit the mash truck in the left side and the front, costing it half of its movement points twice and immobilizing it. Their field gunners missing our Locust, our field gunners missing the mash truck, the axle, landing 10 LRMs on our field gunners, costing us 4 dudes. Our field gunners missing the mash truck on a 9. Their field gunners hitting our Wolverine in the left arm and right torso, critting on the shoulder and hand. Our field gunners destroying their mechanized wheeled platoon. Our Wolverine at the Crusader hitting him in the right leg, the center torso, left torso, stopping there. Dang. 1 more laser, or any number of SRMs would have forced a PSR. In return, he hits us with 3 SRMs. Oh, that left arm getting mighty weak. Our Cronus at the quick draw hits him in the center torso with a large laser. Another one like that'll go internal. Mechanized wheeled platoon missing on a 9. Our quick draw at the axle, hitting him with a medium laser to the left side, costing him a movement point. Our Locust hitting the field gunners with a medium laser and 2 machine guns, killing a total of 8 guys. And no one took 20 plus damage, so no one has to worry about falling down. Can we kick the axle on a 1? Yeah, we can. Let's kick the quick draw in the front on a 6. Alright, quick draw, missing his kick on the Cronus, needed an 8, got a 6. Our Wolverine kicked the axle in the right side, costing it 12 armor, down to 9. Our Cronus kicking the quick draw in the right leg, getting a 12 on the crit confirmation, blowing his right leg off, so he's going down. Locust kicking the field gunners for 1 dude. Quick draw falls down, takes 5 to the right torso and 1 to the head, forcing his first consciousness check. And then failing to avoid damage, forcing his second consciousness check. Needs a 5, gets a 9. Our quick draw is at 2 heats. Their quick draw is at 4. Their Crusader is at 7. The crosscut is at 3. After doing nothing for a turn. We rolled 16 for initiative. And we will in fact be going after our house, or before our house officer. Yeah, he fell on his head, and then he also failed the seatbelt check. Oh, it looks like he tried to get up and failed. He is now immobile with 3 hits. So he's going to need a 7 or better to wake up. Our autocannon 10 field gunners will stand still. All of them. Autocannon 5 field gunners can maybe start moving over this way. Let's see, the Wolverine can get away from the axle and get back shots on the Crusader at a range of 6. It's not a bad range for us. Stiletto will 3, 4. Yeah, we'll just spend most of our turn turning. Alright, and the quick draw at 9 hexes from the axle. We're shooting at his left side, which is his strong side, I believe. Yeah, his left side still has all 38 points of armor. It's his right side that's down to 16. Unfortunately, we can't get to his right side from here. How about we come up here and try to deal some damage to this crosscut at a range of 2 hexes. That puts us real close to his field gunners, but we're relatively evasive with a +3. Quick draw needs a 10, gets a 7 for getting up, takes 5 to the right torso and 1 to the center torso, needs a 10 to avoid damage. Oh, because he's got 1 leg. Gets a 9, needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 5. Even if he does get back up, he's got nothing going for him. Let's go ahead, we will target, which leg is he missing? He's missing his right leg, so we will target his left leg. Maybe we can get him to eject, leave the mech intact. On -2s, and we will unload with everything because we can. The mash truck is weak on its left side. We'll go ahead and fire a couple of autocannon 10s at that. Same thing over here, I guess, because we've got these guys on impossible. So yeah, we'll go ahead and fire at the mash truck's left side of those guys as well. Those guys, do we gun down the pilot? No, I don't think we need to. We'll go ahead and fire that. These guys moved, so they can't fire anyway. see, Wolverine could take fire at this mechanized platoon. They have what, SRMs or something? Laser rifles, need to get 12. Or I've got the Crusader in his back arc on 8s, or I've got the Axle on his right side for 8s. 8s and 10s on the Axle. Yeah, I've got the Axle on 8s and 10s, or I've got the Crusader on 8s and 8s. The back of the Crusader is not that heavily armored, and he carries a lot of ammo. I may have to take the Axle out next turn, but this is just too good to pass up. The crosscut on 6s, maybe we can leg him or something. Oh yeah, we'll go up to 5 heat, why not? We'll take next turn as a cooldown turn. Keep the large laser silent, which is something I've been trying to do, but I keep ending up with 2 heat at the end of each turn. Our Cronus at their quick draw, hitting him in the left leg for 8, the right torso for 10, critting on both of his medium laser rear facing. Medium laser to the right arm, small lasers to the left leg down to 1 armor, SRMs to the center torso, head, and left arm. And did not go internal on that left leg, but he is going to need a 10 now to wake up. Their field gunner's missing on a 9. Our field gunner's at the mash truck, hitting it in the left side and destroying it. Our autocannon 5, their field gunner autocannon 5s hitting our quick draw in the left leg with a for 5. We hit the mash truck in the left side 2 more times. Their mechanized wheeled platoon missing on a 12. The Crusader landing 18 LRMs on our Cronus to the right arm, center torso, right torso, left leg. Our Wolverine at the Crusader, hitting him in the left arm, left torso rear for the kill. I'm glad that worked out. 2 medium lasers to the left torso rear, critting on his LRM ammo, which had 1 shot left in the bin. It only exploded for 15 damage, but it forced the ejection. It did blow off his left arm and transfer into the center torso, which crits on his engine twice, but that is still a working mech. That is repairable. Not that we would be able to repair it, because, again, salvage rights. Our quick draw at the crosscut, missing with the large laser, medium lasers to the right arm, right leg, center torso, and right arm, blowing off his right arm. And 3 SRMs to the center torso and left arm. Locust at the crosscut, hitting him in the right torso for 5. The machine gun to the left arm and center torso. No crit, but stripping the armor of both of those locations and forcing him to fall. He needed a 6, got a 4. It takes 3 to the left leg, needs a 6 to avoid damage, needs a 5 to keep the engine running. He succeeds on all of those checks. We can kick the quick draw in the right side on a -4. We kicked him in the center torso, critting on his gyro twice. The Locust also kicked the crosscut in the center torso, critting on his engine, which did not cause a catastrophic explosion. The crosscut, however, did fall and takes 2 crits to the gyro, so that's 2 gyro kills this turn. We can expect both of them to eject when they come to. We're at 92%, primary op4 is down to 29%, op4 infantry is at 76%, irregulars are at 11%. I don't feel like busting out the calculator, but I feel like we could call it a win at this point. Not that I'm going to. Yeah, we're going to take some shots at that Axle. These guys move to here, I guess. These guys move to, we'll go here. The Wolverine would still like to take some right side shots on the Axle. The Cronus is okay with abandoning the quick draw. It's not going anywhere. It's missing a leg and it's got 2 hits on the gyro. We could. That is, how many hexes is that? That looks like 6 hexes. 6 hexes is closer than I want to be. I think 7 hexes. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Yeah, that's long range. That works for me. And it gives us a point of evasion as well. We'll go 3 hexes and turn just to be a little evasive again. The quick draw, I think would like to back up to here. These are autocannon 5 field gunners. Actually, I want to be right on top of them. I do not want to be right on top of the autocannon 10 field gunners. Actually, I think I do want to be right on top of them. That works. Alright, crosscut ejects. We can expect the quick draw to do the same eventually. We've got the Axle on 8s. We'll fire what we can at him. These guys, they moved this turn, so they can't fire. These guys also moved this turn. They cannot fire. These guys have the Axle on outside of visual range. These guys don't have a target. Right, the Wolverine at the Axle on 7s and 11s. We'll fire everything. Stiletto at the Axle on 6s. And presumably 10s? 8s. Alright, autocannon 5 field gunners gots to go. We'll skip the large laser because we've built up some heat. And we'll do heat neutral with everything on 7s. Locust hits the mechanized wheeled platoon with a medium laser, killing 4 of them, but not the machine guns. They must be not that close. Autocannon 10 field gunners hit the quick draw with their auto rifles for 4 damage to the right leg and right arm. Our autocannon 10 field gunners missing on 8s. Their autocannon 5 field gunners hitting Ash for 7 damage to the right leg, left torso, left arm. Our Wolverine at the Axle hits him in the front, costing him half of his movement points and missing with everything else. The Cronus hitting the Axle in the rear, immobilizing it. So now we can keep our distance and get that lovely -4 modifier for immobile. Yeah, we can stand 10 hexes away and finish him off from here. SRMs to the right side, costing it... Oh, stunning the crew. So we don't even have to worry about staying far away next turn. Quick draw at the field gunners, killing, looks like 6 guys. Not starting a fire. On a 7 for stomping infantry, no, I don't think so. We'll do 4 on those guys, and we killed 1 guy, leaving them with 15, which is not enough to fire 2 autocannons. I believe that's only enough to fire 1. Quick draw needs a 10 to wake up, gets a 5. We're at 91%, House Officers at 97, Primary Op 4's at 28, Op 4 Infantry's at 71, Irregulars are at 0%. These guys are going to sit still, as are these guys. These guys, I guess, can fire at the quick draw if nothing else. These guys are not going to have a target, which is fine by me. The Wolverine can move 7 hexes, be 3 hexes away from the Axle and hitting him in the right side. Stiletto, likewise, can move at a walk and catch him on his right side. Quick draw, who is now down to 0 heat, can back up and take some distance. Mechanized hover platoon flees the battlefield. Good for him. Field gunners at the Axle. We want to hit him on the right side still. Yes. We've got him on 4s with everything. The autocannon 5 field gunners. We hit the quick draw in the head on a 9. The left leg still has armor. Yeah, let's go for the head. Oh, with the autocannon 10s. I was thinking those were autocannon 5s. Yeah. Well, if we hit, he's a goner. We've got the axle out of range. We've got the field gunners out of range. We've got this pilot here on an 11, but we're not going to do that. Wolverine at the axle on the right side on 2s with everything. Stiletto on the right side of the axle with 0s with everything. 0s and 4s, I should say. Got the field gunners on 8s and 8s over here, putting us at 2 heat. Alright, the Locust at the Flamer foot platoon, hitting them with medium laser and 2 machine guns, killing 16 guys. The field gunners at the axle hits them in the right side, destroying the axle. More damage to the left side. Field gunners at the quick draw, critting on the center torso. Ouch. Oh, no. That's our field gunners hitting their quick draw. Okay. In the center torso, critting on the jump jet and the engine. So there's not much left of that quick draw left at this point. Their field gunners at our quick draw, missing on a 6. Our Wolverine at the axle, wasted shots because it's our dead. Our Cronus at the axle, wasted shots. Our quick draw at their field gunners, killing 2, 4, 6, 10 guys, leaving 5 of them, which is not enough to fire a single field gun. The Locust kicks 1 and leaves 4 guys alive. Right. We picked up Kiyoshi Takeuchi by our field gunners. Their pilot of their quick draw is still unconscious. We're at 91%. They're at 10%. Their infantry is at 60%. I think we can call it a win at this point. All of an hour into the episode. And I suspect most of the rest of the episode is going to be devoted to repairs, because we did do 2 missions since the last time we did any repairs. We've got field gunners with 2 kills, field gunners with 1 kill. We've got Vernita with a kill, we've got Stiletto with a kill, we've got Zero Chew with 2 kills. And of course, none of the enemies got any killed because we didn't lose any guys. Field gunners took 4 guys, I think. So that's, we can replace them. Wolverine's gonna need an arm and some armor, but other than that, it's all relatively light damage. Quick draw, took armor damage, but nothing major. Did we even lose any guys? Yeah, we've got 1 killed in action. Got 2 killed in action. Yeah, it looks like we actually only lost 2 guys, which is nice. The quick draw did not escape. The mechanized wheel platoon escaped. The crippled field gunners, I guess we let them get away. The autocannon 10 field gunners got away. Other than that, yeah, we captured everything. That inoperable crusader is worth 2 million. Mechanized wheeled platoon flamer is worth 1.5 million. That's 3/4 of what the crusader is worth. Closet is worth 1.3. The crosscut's worth 500,000. Field gunner's worth 2.4 million. Field gunner's worth 2.4 million. Oh, we're gonna get some good scratch out of this. Did we capture anybody? I'm not seeing anyone yet. Oh, we captured a couple of the foot platoon guys. A couple more. And some of the mechanized wheeled platoon flamer guys. And a few more of them. Yeah, we captured a fair number of infantry. More than we lost for sure. And we captured the pilot of the quick draw, Tamasaburo Ohayashi. Let's see. We've got MVP is Zero Chew with 2 kills in the quick draw, the Quasit, and the Pompier. Tied with Frank Michel, the Field Gunners. Killed the Mash Truck and the Axle. Everyone else got 1 kill, looks like. Who got any kills at all? We did force withdrawal of well over 50%. We did preserve all of our guys as well. Ataraxi, hey, how's it going? How goes the rompy stompy roboting? Yes, we did just do some stomping. We did rather a good job of stomping against some irregulars and some infantry and a handful of actual mechs. But this is the part where, I mean, we've got the infirmary, and then we're gonna start doing repairs primarily more than anything after this. That might or might not take us to the end of the episode. Just got home, saw you were streaming. Well, hey, I appreciate that. It's always nice to have an audience. Let's see, this archer, oh, probably because I put it in the mech bay. So yeah, let's see. We got some battle loss compensation, not too much, 50,000 or so for a couple of guys. 3.7 in salvage. And it's gonna be a day or two before. Still never got that enemy forces on track 1. But I don't think I'm gonna let that get me down. We've got 10 victory points. So at this point, I think the only thing is gonna be to advance the day until we can do some repairs. Maintenance on the Stuka, which goes relatively well, surprising, considering it's a regular tech doing maintenance. I don't I don't generally let regular techs do maintenance if I don't have to. I like veterans and above. We got some SRM4 ammo. It'll be delivered tomorrow. Okay, we've got some guys in the field workshop, which we need to change. That's going to be under status. And we'll just change all of them to transport bay just to simplify things. The Cronus still in. Wait, oh no, the field gunners are still in the field workshop. Where are they at? Them in the transport bay as well. And we can put these guys in the transport bay as well, since they're not out in the field anymore. Let's see, we've got some reloading to do, which we'll have to do with GM mode, because they're supposed to be able to reload themselves. Alright, so we've got the Cronus with some ammo and some armor. We'll have Ratnavala do the ammo. And it was Fred Modry is on the fast track to being our next elite. He's 3 points away. We've got these on, let's try rush job for half. We've got those still on 3s. Oh yeah, the Cronus is in excellent shape, that's why. The Marauder needs some SRM ammo. The Orion needs some SRM, LRM, and LBX ammo. We need more LBX AC ammo. Down to 60 shots. The Quick Draw needs some ammo and some armor. Where did Fred Modry go? There we are. He's got that on 5s and 6s and 3s and 4s. There's no rhyme or reason to that. We'll do what we can with what we've got. And that's it for that guy. Let's see, we're gonna need to salvage some stuff out of this left arm. Salvage left arm. That gives us these two actuators, which I guess Ratnabala can do both of them. She's got the time. Might as well give her some chance to get XP. Put that back in repair mode, put that back in all, scrap the left arm, put that busted shoulder. We'll go ahead and do times 2 on that. We'll do times 4 on this. And we've got Edaborg can do this on a 5 because she is an internal specialist. That'll take her until tomorrow. In the meantime, Fred Modry has 150 minutes with which to knock out some armor. We'll go halftime to give us a 4, and that'll give us half an hour of work to do tomorrow. So that is almost it for the repairs after 2 battles. That did not take as nearly as long as I was expecting it to. Let's see, we've got these guys still need 2 more soldiers. That's autocannon 10 ID 2. Do we have any soldiers? We do. We throw in some veterans. We will assign to unit as soldier, infantry, light, autocannon 10s. Okay, there we go. Should be at full strength again, right? Yes. So yeah, the only thing left is putting the arm back in the Wolverine, and that is a work in progress. Being Saturday, April 29th, going into Sunday, April 30th. Tomorrow will be the first of the week and the first of the month. We got some SRM4 ammo in, and I believe LB10X autocannon ammo. Yeah, we've got 150 shots on order. So as soon as we get finished ordering all of these torso pieces, we'll be able to start ordering that. We got the left arm on the Wolverine, needed a 5, got an 11. Fixed the armor on the Wolverine, needed a 4, got a 9. What else have we got going on today? Nothing much. But now we can put... How do we not have a hand actuator for a Wolverine? And how did I not catch that? We'll go ahead and order 5 so we can install 1 and have 4 left over. Meanwhile, we'll have... I guess Ratnabala can go and... Ooh, not at 6. We'll do 360 minutes. We'll give her a couple of chances to get some XP. And the armor is going to be Fred Modry, who's still 3 XP away from being an elite, which is slightly aggravating. I was hoping he would gain at least 1 point. Those actuators are not going to come in for a couple of days, but it's a hand actuator. We're not too worried about that as far as combat readiness. Going into Monday, May 1st. So we've got weekend stuff and month end stuff. We've got a unit market update. We've got a couple mediums and some lights. I'm not interested in that. I want Assault Aerospace. We've got an Archer 2R for sale on the black market for regular price. Not doing that. We've got a Panther for 15% off. 2 million Seedles. That's not bad. Do we have... What do we got in the way of 35 tonners already? Nothing that we're currently using. We currently have a Panther 9R in storage, as well as a pair of Jenners, another Panther, a Firestarter, another Jenner. 3 Jenners, 2 Panthers, and a Firestarter. We don't need another Panther. I like Panthers, but it is a light mech. I agree. Although I find that it upgrades rather well. Can throw in some endo steel and give it a couple, like a medium laser as extra backup or something like that. Maybe case for the SRM ammo. It does well, I think. Once you start adding advanced tech to it. Enemy morale is very low. Special mission this month. Do we know what it is yet? Breakthrough 505. And that is, we're breaking through on the 5th. We've got a house officer, an elite pilot, and a wasp. Primary op 4 is a vedette, a von Luckner, an SRM carrier, a Manticore, a wasp, a genera, fire javelin, and a wolverine. We're bringing what forces? It doesn't say what forces we're bringing to that battle. We've got enemy naval units. That's Mauna Kea and a trio of Silverfins. We've got medium laser turrets and flame red machine gun turrets. We've got enemy reinforcements. That's a dragon, a cyclops, a stalker, and a victor. Those are some heavy reinforcements. 20 by 50 moonless night. Break through to the opposite edge of the map or rout the hostile force. Oh, and we're supposed to be preserving our artillery vehicles. We're not deploying our artillery vehicles on the map. That's not how that works. Petra gained a random XP, putting her at 14. Speaking of which, Fred Jones is at 29. Adon Gato is at 39. He is about to improve his gunnery. And then after that, I was thinking, what else could he possibly get after he gets his gunnery up? Maybe a special ability? I don't know. That's a ways off though. Right now he's just a point away from getting gunnery. Back to the briefing room. Yeah, we're gonna have to reinforce on that one pretty heavily. Let's see. Petra, some privates, some sergeants, some corporals. Advanced guy. Who's that? Admin transport. Oh, he's a veteran. He could. No, he's saving up to be an elite. We've also got. We've got a couple of veterans who are getting close to being elites. Random XP, parts we can't have, the usual. Found hand actuators delivered tomorrow. Actually getting 4 of them tomorrow. 26, almost 27 million C-bills for payout. Paid out almost 1 million C-bills in salaries and expenses. And we've got nothing going on until the 5th. So we've got a hand actuator we'll be able to replace tomorrow. Okay, nothing in the repair bay. The infirmary is still pretty well stacked. Nothing going on until the 5th. They're very low, but they're not routed yet. Alright, so going on to the 3rd. We've got maintenance on the Wolverine 6M. Things are going to plan, it looks like. I'm seeing some A's and B's. Looks good. All these endo steel parts that we can't have, and nothing else. And I'm thinking, yeah, hostile force detected. Breakthrough. I'm not sure who I'm going to deploy for that breakthrough lance. Maybe Mariana? They haven't seen much action lately. Yeah, Tonga, Galatea, and Aleutian Lance have all seen combat since last time Mariana's did. So we'll go on to the... We will not go on to the 4th. We will deploy Mariana Lance. We will deploy... where is... not the Thumpers themselves, but where is... Okay, we'll just commit Mariana Lance, and then we'll see what we can commit here. We've got artillery vehicles, and we'll deploy them off-field. And hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us in the butt. We've got about 45 minutes, and we'll be starting that here presently. Let's check and make sure nothing happened this morning. Donna's son has conceived a baby. That is an administrator, which is... Wait, that was not Donna's son. Where is Donna's son? And why is she not listed under all personnel? Yeah, Donna's son would be somewhere between here and here. No? Between here and here. And I'm not seeing a Donna's son. Maybe... There's a separate tab for pregnant people? Inactive personnel? No, no Donna's son and the inactive personnel either. Well, heck. I don't know who conceived a baby, but it's not one of ours. Maintenance on the Slayer. Oh, wrong button. Get details. Okay. Arrow heat sink is moving upwards. Good deal. Hand actuator has arrived. The last of many. Moving on then to the 5th. Hypatia Jahakis has conceived a baby, and Hypatia is a soldier. An elite soldier, and we will change primary role to, well, first of all, let us assign to unit. Is there no assign to unit? None? Oh, she's already been assigned to unit none. We'll change primary role. We don't have to worry about changing our primary role. Just have to remember. No. Primary role dependent. We're not taking any chances. How are we gonna do this? XP at the top. Skill level next to that. And then soldier. So we're looking for an elite soldier who can take her place. Well, I guess she wasn't in a unit, because I think it looks like, yeah, all of our infantry forces are at full strength. Check the prisoners. Prisoner named Sun, you're a good boss. I don't care. Well, I try. I still haven't found, I thought it was Sun, S-O-N. Let's go all personnel. We'll go by name. Oh, we will ungroup by unit. That might help. Yeah, let's get Sun out of whatever unit they're in. Yeah, there they are. She is. Assigned to unit, none. And we'll replace them with her with Talia Spears. Assigned to unit as soldier, infantry, jump platoon. Okay. And then we will change you to a dependent as well. And we will regroup by unit. We'll sort the way we like them with the XP at the top. I know this probably gets boring for you guys, but it really helps me find who I'm looking for. So as far as dependents go, we've got 2 now who are... Is not... Okay, status active pregnant. That's awfully small and inconspicuous. It's a good thing they're highlighted in green. So it wasn't a prisoner filter, it was grouped by unit, was why it wasn't showing up. But yeah, we've got 2 babies on the way, and those mothers are not going to be seeing action. Let's see. Breakthrough is today, deploy a force. We've already done that, and let us go ahead. We've got 1 reroll. It is a moonless night. We're trying to break through. River wetlands. We've got Mariana Lance. Enemy mech reinforcements. Dragon, Cyclops, Stalker, Victor. That's pretty impressive. On top of 2 lances of tanks and light mechs. Yeah, let's do it in the dark. I think that gives us a little bit of an edge. Ooh, we've got to keep this wasp alive. That's gonna be fun. Okay, so we've got enemy reinforcements arriving on round 10. Wait, where is our artillery? Our artillery is supposed to be here somewhere. We were going to deploy them off board, but we were going to deploy them. Yeah, it says artillery vehicles are deployed. Undeploy and maybe deploy. There's no way to deploy them now. And that's not what I was hoping would happen. Let's see if that does anything. It's probably going to make them deploy twice. No, they're still not listed. Well, it might not have any artillery for this battle. No, it doesn't look like we're gonna. Again, not how I intended for that to play out, but I guess it is what it is. We'll do it live. I'm not worried about the turrets because I don't think there's any buildings on this map. There is a river that might be a bit of a problem considering we're slow and cumbersome. Can you force include the artillery? Not so far as I'm aware. I could add combat units, but I would have to manually go and like rename all of them letter for letter is how I understand it would have to work. I tried manually adding them from the TONE. I tried adding them from the campaign state. I don't know what else I can do. Undeploy and... No, nothing. As much fun as it would be to have artillery raining down on everyone. So the Stalker's a 4-4, the Victor is a 3-5, and that Victor has an autocannon 20. The Cyclops also has an autocannon 20, and that's a 4-6 pilot. The Dragon with the autocannon 5 is a 4-4 pilot. So that Victor is actually not as big and bad as the Stalker, which that's a Stalker 3F, so it's got single heat sinks, but it does have that combat computer, which is going to give him the ability to fire quite a lot every turn. Again, the turrets we can ignore, there's no buildings. Thought there was a reinforce from TO&E menu option somewhere. Let me try. Oh, you mean in lobby? Let me see. Load unit list, save unit list. Game options? No, it's not. Game overview. File. I mean, we could add an MUL file if we wanted. We could load a unit list, but I don't have one set up for the artillery. Game, we've got replace player, game options, copy units to clipboard, paste units from clipboard, reinforce from MUL. I feel like it would matter. I feel as though artillery could swing this battle one way or the other, depending on how accurate it is or isn't. So I'm inclined to think that it could have an effect, but I don't see any way to get around it. So I'm just gonna have to do this as it is. Alright, so we don't actually have a river going all the way across the map at any point. We could come up here on the left side and never cross any water. There's quite a lot of swamp and quite a lot of woods. Oh, and I'm deploying minefields apparently. Where are we deploying at? We're deploying in the south. Our house officer is deploying in the south. Primary Op 4 and 6 defenses are deploying in the center. Naval units are deploying any. Reinforcements are deploying in the northwest. So, we're deploying in the south. Minefields for the enemy. They're deploying in the center. I'm feeling like maybe here. We'll go full density, why not? And maybe here. And we'll go full density on that one as well. So we've got two 30-point minefields, just kind of chilling, hoping someone steps on them. And it looks like we've lost initiative going into the deployment phase. So let's see. We've got our 4 assault, well, 2 assault mechs and 2 heavies. Go ahead, we'll have the Atlas deploy there, the Banshee deploy here. And I guess we'll have Wyvern deploy here and the Rifleman deploy here. We've won initiative going into round 1. Oh, and we're moving slower than anything. Watch the house officer walk into the minefield. It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. Alright, so we've got eyes on a Wolverine, an SRM carrier, and a Manticore. And I believe he's just illuminating us with his searchlight. Yeah, because we're out of range of an autocannon 5. Do we have out of range? Out of range. We've got no LOS. Blocked by woods. Out of range. So yeah, bunch of people illuminated by searchlights. The wasp uproots a tree for use as a club. And the manticore launches some LRM-10s that go wide. Okay, Moonless Night. We've lost initiative going into round 2. Let's go ahead and just turn all of our searchlights on at this point, just so that we can have some visibility. We'll go ahead and rush these guys forward since they're not quite as long range combatants as these guys over here. We don't have eyes on anyone from the Atlas. The Archer has eyes on no one. Yarvik has eyes on no one. And Petra has eyes on no one. Good deal. No one's taking any shots this turn. No melee attacks this turn. We've lost initiative again. Whoop-de-doo. Nothing's happening yet. Let's go ahead and sprint Random Guy and Petra. And we'll go ahead, we'll sprint Wyvern up as well. Oh, there's a fire javelin. We sprinted. Dang it. We are going to have to wait until next turn to attack him. Okay, so the fire javelin firing 4 medium lasers, needing 8s and missing on all of them. The wasp missing on 10s. Fire javelin is already at 6 heat, and we've 1 initiative going into round 4. Alright, now this turn, we're going to advance at a walk. And hopefully we'll have some targets we can shoot at this turn. We'll go ahead and advance in this direction. We'll go ahead and turn that way too, even though I don't know that it makes a difference. And Petra, I think actually wants to back up and get that fire javelin out of her minimum range. Wasp, Op4 jumps into bogged down terrain and gets stuck. Don't know why he would have done that, unless he was trying to get stuck. Because it's not like you couldn't predict that was going to happen. So we've got the fire javelin on 7s. We'll do 7s and 6s. Throw in the small laser. We'll keep the LRMs out of it. We'll do the SRMs. And that puts us at 1 heat. Well, we should have led with Petra. She needs 8s and a 7 and more 7s. And that'll put her at 2 heat after the SRMs. Actually, she should have kept one of the PPCs, one more of the PPC. Should have kept one of the PPCs out of the action. Fired more medium lasers. They had a better chance to hit. We've got 10s on the fire javelin. We've got the wasp on 10s as well. He's stuck. We might hit with something. Is it worth a... Yeah, we'll go ahead and fire up to 1 heat. Arvik has the Jenner on 12, so we'll fire the larges, not the autocannon. Yeah. Fire javelin landing 2 medium lasers to the Atlas's left leg, down to 31 armor. House Officer hitting the Javelin in the right arm for leaving it with 4 armor. Atlas hitting the Javelin in the center torso with the large laser. Medium lasers to the right arm. Left leg down to 3 armor. Center torso down to 2 armor. Small laser to the right arm. SRMs to the left torso, right leg, left arm, left leg. Down to 1 armor on that left leg. LBX hits with 6 pellets, including a critical hit to the center torso, which hits 3 locations. That's 2 to the engine and a jump jet. Ooh, he's in a bad way. He's not going to be able to burn off any heat at all after 2 engine hits. And the Banshee hits him in the center torso with a PBC and just kills him outright. As well as critting on his gyro. Archer at the Wasp missing on all the 10s. The Rifleman missing on 12s. Let's see. Everyone's running pretty cool. 2 heat or less. Javelin disappears. Yeah. That did not take very long. We're at 99.5%. Primary op4 is down to 89%. Random guy will continue advancing. Petra will continue advancing as well. Wyvern will turn this way, I think. As will, I think, Yarvik. Oh, the Wolverine jumped and got stuck as well. That's going to make him an easy target. Yeah, Wasp breaks free, Wolverine gets stuck. I'll take it. Let's see, does Petra have any shots on anyone? No. We've got the SRM carrier out of range. Earl Sinclair and his Atlas also has no targets he can spot. Wyvern has the Wasp on 11s. Is that worth it? We might hit with one of them. It's not worth building up any heat for. We'll save it for a better shot. And then Yarvik has the Wolverine on 12s. Take those shots too, why not? Lots of people got illuminated. Wolverine, the enemy of the Wolverine, hits us on a 12 to the left leg for 5, down to 23 armor there. Archer on 11s missing with everything. The Vedette missing. Rifleman missing. Just the one lucky hit this turn. Everyone's pretty cool. Everyone's really cool. We've lost initiative going into round 6. Maybe we can coax that Wasp out to play. At the formidable speed of 1 hex per turn. Wasp jumps into Bugda. Wolverine gets free, Wasp gets stuck. They just don't want to all be free of the mud at the same time, do they? We've still got no one here. Wolverine, we've got him on... Ooh, we've got him on 8s. I don't know why it's so easy. Target using Searchlight. Generate missile skill, missile specialization, walk, medium range. Intervening heavy woods, targeting heavy woods. It doesn't seem like it would work, but I will go up to 3 heat on some 8s against that Wolverine. And Yarvik has 10. We'll take all of those. And we might as well throw in a 12, because otherwise we're never going to build up any heat. Petra has nothing. Alright, Wolverine lands in his autocannon 5 on Wyvern's right torso, down to 19 armor there. Wyvern returns fire, hits with 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. 12 SRMs, so that's 24 damage. I don't see anything getting particularly thin yet. Rifleman landing an autocannon 5 on the center torso. Vedette hitting us in the left leg with an autocannon 2. Wasp landing a pair of SRMs to the right torso and right arm. Manticore missing on 9s. Wolverine needs a 7 to stay standing, gets an 8. Physical attacks. No. Can we uproot a club from here? No. We're not in the woods hex. Archer's at 3 heat, Rifleman is at 2 heat, everyone else is running cool. We've lost initiative going into the round 7. Oh, we've got the Jenner at 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes. Or we could stand still and keep him at 5 hexes. Either way, that's medium range for him, short range for us. And that's the 7D Jenner, which has less armor, more guns, has very little armor. Yeah, we're gonna stay put. The Wasp jumps into bog-free terrain and gets stuck. Every time. Atlas has no targets. Wyvern has, I think, the Javelin, but we will hold off on that until we fire our large lasers and autocannon 5s and a medium laser, all on 6s and 8s. We've got him on 7s with the SRMs. We are going to really mess him up. We'll go up to 3 heat. We're only leaving 1 SRM silent. Petra. Ooh, Petra has a shot on the Jenner on 9s. Maybe we'll knock one of them out as well. Oh, I saw bad news for the Jenner. The enemy Wolverine hits our friendly Wasp in the left arm with a medium laser, autocannon to the left leg, SRM to the left leg, left arm and right leg, critting on his lower leg and destroying his left arm. Wasp is, well, he's still only got 1 medium laser and SRM 2, but now he's crippled. The Jenner landing a medium laser on our Archer's right leg, SRMs to the left arm and left leg. Rifleman at the Jenner hits him in the center torso and right torso with the larges, the left leg with an autocannon, down to 2 armor or less in all of those locations. We've got Wyvern landing SRMs to the left arm, stripping it. Right arm and left leg, left torso twice, right torso for the crit on the ammo. Jenner is kaboom. And then he takes an autocannon 10 to the left torso. Our house officer at the enemy Wasp hits him in the left torso with a medium laser, SRMs to the right arm and left torso. Manticore missing on 8s. Wasp, our house officer, needs a 4 to stay standing, gets an 8. Hopefully he does not try to stay in the thick of things after this. Wasp, our house officer, kicks the enemy Wasp in the right leg for 4. The enemy Wolverine kicks our friendly Wasp in the left leg for 11, which transfers into the left torso, and he falls down, takes 2 to the left torso, which destroys it, needs a 9 to avoid damage, or gets a 10. Enemy Wasp needs a 6, gets a 7. So yeah, he might not have walked into the minefields, but he is now legless. He is down to 41% of his initial battle value. We're at 98% of ours. Primary op 4 is at 74%. Good roll on the friendly Wasp pilot. Yeah, right up until he got kicked in the right leg by that Wolverine. Was the left leg by that Wolverine. And yeah, now he's also lost his SRM 2. So he's down to a medium laser and 1 leg. Let's see if we can't distract the enemy a little bit by bringing an Atlas around. Try to bring everyone in this direction. Oh, Petra. Is it worth even moving, or should we stand still? We've got eyes on him. He jumped 5. That's a target movement mod of 3. If we just stand still, 3, 6, 7, 8 for darkness. No. We've got a searchlight, and so does he. I think we're going to need 6s. Wasp, house officer destroyed by ejection, and he blacked out. Let's see. Let's start with Petra. We've got him on 9s. Oh, because neither one of us is using a searchlight. Because apparently I don't have a searchlight anymore. And we'll do 11s. Skip the medium and the 2 smalls. We'll throw in the SRM up to 4 heat. He is going to be illuminated by the end of this. So I'm expecting all of those target numbers to be 3 better. Let's see. Rifleman has no targets. Atlas at the Wolverine on 9s, even with the cluster. That's going to be 10s. Let's skip. No, we can throw in the large. We can afford the large and the mediums. We can throw in the small on a 7. We can throw the SRM on a 7. LBX on a 6. Yeah, we finally illuminated him. It's just a matter of time until we lose our last searchlight. But until then, we've got him on 7s. And we'll go up to 3 heat for that. Alright, enemy Wolverine hits our Atlas in the right torso with a medium laser, right arm with an autocannon 5, 4 SRMs to the right leg, center torso, and right arm. Our Banshee on 6s hits him in the right leg and the left arm with PPCs down to 4 and 2. Medium laser to the right arm down to 5, medium laser to the left arm down to 6 structure. Vedette missing on a 10. Atlas on 7s hits him in the right torso for 5, hits him in the left leg for 5. Hits him in the right arm for 3, down to 2 armor there. LBX hits with 6 pellets to the head, forcing his first consciousness check. The left arm critting on the upper arm and the shoulder, and a few other places. SRMs incoming from Wyvern. That's going to be 3, 6, 9. I see the left arm destroyed. I see left torso down to 12, right torso down to 3. Center torso down to 6. Right torso down to 1. Center torso down to 4. Right arm down to 7 structure. Left leg down to 12 structure. And a crit on the lower leg. Crit on the foot. Wolverine needs an 11 to stay standing because of all the modifiers. He falls on his back, taking 5 to the left torso rear and 1 to the center torso rear. Needs an 11 to avoid damage, gets a 6. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 5. It's too late to pick up a club because that's a movement phase thing, I think. Our house officer has been picked up by the enemy Wasp, so he's been kidnapped now. Banshee is at 4 heat, Archer is at 3, Atlas is at 1 heat, Wolverine is at 1 heat as well. We've lost initiative going into round 9. We've got the primary outfor down to 67%. Can we move into these woods? Yes, we can. And out a walk because we have Woodsman, or whatever it is, Trainmaster Woods. We'll advance into those woods. Continue advancing. Oh, he's immobile and prone now? Yeah, we'll move into 3 hex range. Yeah, he needs a 7, rolls a 3, falls, takes 6 to the right arm and right torso, blowing off his right arm, and transferring into the... Wait. Okay, it's not transfer into the right torso, it just cleanly blew off his right arm, and then he takes 1 to the right torso from falling. Needs a 7 to avoid damage, gets a 6, needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 3. Got a sensor return here, but LOS is blocked by woods. We do have a medium laser mounted in our back that we can fire. We can get his head on an 11, or we can go for that left leg on a 4. I think I'll take the 4. We've got SRMs galore on -1s. We will not build up any heat for it, but yeah, we will throw some SRMs at that. Get some crits. Yarvik has no targets. Petra has Wolverine, left leg on 2s at minimum range. And a 5, and a 5, and a 1. That puts us at 4 heat, even with one of the PPCs out of the equation. That Wolverine is, yeah, dead. Alice hits him in the right leg. Archer hits him all over. I'm just seeing structure on all these locations. Engine hit, gyro hit, right torso destroyed, gyro hit, center torso down to 5 structure, gyro hit, engine destroyed. And then the ammo explodes just to be extra sure. Yeah, Wolverine is more than dead. Manticore landing a hit on the rifleman's left leg for 10 damage, down to 13 armor there. Banshee is at 4 heat because we pushed it for some reason. We've lost initiative going into round 10. Want to see what he's gonna do. No, we'll just walk. And the wasp is staying just out of sight. We got nothing. We've got nothing. We've got the Vedette on 11s and 9s. Sure, we'll take that. Actually, got the SRM carrier on 11s and 9s. We'll take that instead. Petra has no targets. Alright, Vedette missing on a 10. Rifleman hits the SRM carrier in the right side for 8, down to 5 armor. Autocannon 5 to the right side leaves it with 0 armor. Manticore missing on a 10 gets a 5. Alright, we've lost initiative going into round 11. We will be advancing at a run, I guess. Oh, where did the wasp go? I saw him trying to get in our back. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. We've got him on a 15 with that right arm laser. That's not going to happen. Wyvern taking a shot in the back. No targets in sight. Yarvik has the Vedette on a 13 and an 11. Now I think we need our ammo more than we need an 11. Petra has the Wasp on 13s and presumably 10s and 9s. We'll do all the mediums, the smalls, the SRM, and then we'll do the LBX and cluster, and hopefully we can land some of those. Wasp lands his medium laser on Wyvern's center torso rear and an SRM to the right leg. Vedette lands his autocannon 2 on the rifleman's center torso. Banshee missing on 10s and 9s. Manticore missing on a 10. Stalker missing on 10s. We're starting to see enemy reinforcements. Can we punch him on a 10? We can, maybe. We missed. He kicked us in the right leg. We did not go down. And I think we've got maybe just a round or two left before it's time to call it for the night. We finally won the initiative. He's still going to save that wasp for last, I'm sure of it. Can we not get stuck in the swamp? It's a 5. Ooh. You never win initiative? It's uncommon, but it does happen. I think Petra's gonna stand still and try to take out this wasp before it can do any more damage. We're gonna, yeah, let's start with Petra. We've got him. It's gonna be 10s and 9s. We'll do 9s all day. Oh, wait, no small laser, not on a 13. You know, throw in a PPC on a 10 and the LBX on an 8. Earl has the Vedette on a 10, has the Manticore on a 10. We'll go for the Vedette and an 11. We've got some LRMs around here somewhere. We throw those in on 11. Call it done. We've got the Archer taking on the Wasp on 8s. Oh, this is going to be ugly. And we've got Yarvik as the Manticore on 11s. That's just going to be the larges. Wasp missing on an 11. Banshee missing on 9s, except for a medium laser to the left arm, critting on his hand. The Atlas missing the Vedette on 10s and 11s. The Cyclops missing the Atlas on a 12 with some LRMs. Wyvern at the Wasp, hitting him in the right leg with SRMs. Left arm destroyed, right arm down to 0 armor, and then missing 6 out of 6 on 8s. That's uncommonly bad luck. The Manticore missing on an 11, the Rifleman also missing on 11s. That is one scared Wasp. We can punch him. That wasn't as ugly as I thought it'd be. He's dodging and hiding, yeah. But we do have 2 punches on 7s. He kicked us in the left leg for 4. We punched him in the left torso, transferring into the center torso. And then we stayed standing after getting kicked. So he is down to his medium laser. His medium laser's in his right arm. His S arms are in the left leg. So he's actually not down any weapons at all yet. We're at 96%. Primary OPFOR is at 55. Reinforcements are at 100. Naval units are still at 100 as well. Unfortunately, this is the part where I think it's time to save the game. We will save this as breakthrough. And we will close this out, and we will also save it as exit save. Disconnected from the server. Yes, I know. Obviously, we will go ahead and save our campaign here after advancing how many days? Like 7 days tonight. We advanced. So yeah, let me go ahead. We'll raid Big Fluffy. And we'll see you guys all next week. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Link to the Discord is in my bio. All that. Thanks for joining me, Varenk. It's always a pleasure. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you next week.